Most terrifying moments on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Welcome back to Binge-Worthy Network. The Kardashian Jenners are known for their drama-filled and controversial moments. Whether it's a cheating scandal aired for millions to watch on national television or a surprise pregnancy, we can all admit that we've been entertained by the hectic lives of these sisters. But even though the multimillionaire lives are usually filled with fun times and luxurious getaways, there are a few moments on the show that are incredibly scary. With this list, let's take a look at some of the most terrifying Keeping Up with the Kardashian moments we witnessed on national television. 10. Kim versus Kourtney. Every sibling can admit they have had a physical altercation once in their lives. Sibling fights are especially common when it happens between sisters, and the Kardashian-Jenner girls are the primary examples of those harmless fights. And while most physical altercations end with a simple slap or a slight punch, in the recent Keeping Up with the Kardashians season, Kim and Kourtney let it all out. The sisters got into such a huge physical fight, they had to have their sister Khloe break them apart. So what started this sudden fight? Well, Kim made a remark about how Kourtney was never there to help out their mom, Kris, and this comment made Kourtney extremely unhappy and angry. And while Kourt was the first one to throw the punch, we can all agree that Kim hit the hardest. At the end of the terrifying altercation, the girls were left with multiple scratches and bruises that would take a couple of weeks to heal. 9. Khloe's pregnancy. Every Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan was over the moon when they found out that the youngest Kardashian sister, Khloe, was finally pregnant. As long as fans can remember, Khloe always wanted to be a mother and have a large family. So when we finally got the news of her first pregnancy, we were more than happy for the reality TV star. And while 8 months of Coco's pregnancy seemed to be going normal and without a single worry, the scary moment occurred at the end of her pregnancy. When Khloe was 9 months pregnant, video footage started to circle around the internet of her then-boyfriend and baby daddy, Tristan Thompson, kissing other girls and going up to their hotel rooms. This, of course, shook not only the Kardashian family but the entire world as well. Khloe was so upset and worried about the whole situation, she went into labor 2 days after the videos were released. The whole family was scared about Coco's labor, but at the end of the day, everything went fine and baby True was born. 8. Kendall's anxiety. Traveling the world and being a high-demand model can be challenging for anyone. The older Jenner sister was not used to the crazy and hectic schedules of the modeling world, so when her career skyrocketed, she had to face some major challenges. All the air travel and lack of sleep left the model very stressed. Soon, Kendall started to suffer from major anxiety and panic attacks that took over her life with worry. In one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the model opens up about her night terrors, sleep paralysis, and anxiety. The model describes how she sees a figure during her sleep, but can't move a muscle. Take a look at this terrifying clip and see how truly scary her experience with sleep paralysis is.
Freaking out because of these paralysis things. I'm scared to fall asleep because it keeps happening to me. It almost feels like my heart stops. I think that my health is a bigger deal.
And while most of the family seems to be supportive of Kendall and her mental health struggles, there are times when the sisters just blame Kendall's anxiety for her laziness. 7. Kim's shopping trip. Being a Hollywood A-lister is no easy job. From constant paparazzi pictures to fans swarming around for a quick selfie, getting some alone time seems almost impossible. This is especially true for the Kardashians, who are one of the most famous families in the world. With their 100+ million social media followers to their reality TV show, the girls can't go anywhere without being recognized or noticed. During a simple shopping trip in Dubai, Kim was met with an overwhelming number of fans outside the Givenchy store. As you can imagine, the reality TV star is no stranger to fans screaming or photos being taken of her, but this particular incident left Kim in pure panic and shock. Watch this scary clip of Kim get anxious about her shopping trip.
This is what I was kind of afraid of, is just this feeling of panic.
I just don't know who I'm afraid of everything. I just get so.
The situation got so bad, Kim asked store managers and employees if she could exit the store using back doors. Thankfully, the Givenchy store offered a back exit, and Kim exited with an elevator. 6. Kylie's home break-in. With all the cash and money the Kardashians have, you can bet they have the latest and the most upgraded security measures all around their homes and private properties. And while the girls work incredibly hard to not let their actual addresses be known by the general public, there are a few instances when stalkers and eager fans got a hold of their homes. In one Keeping Up with the Kardashians episodes, Kris Jenner reveals a manic call from her youngest daughter, Kylie. Stormi's mom tells Kris how she got an alert on her phone that the security was activated at her home. This not only worried Kylie, but it left Kris extremely anxious as well. Even though Kylie was safe driving around in her car, she was worried about her dog, Normie.
Thing to your dogs. So just calm down. We're gonna take care of it. Kylie, honey, it's gonna be okay.
Even though Kris wanted to visit the house immediately, her boyfriend Corey made a good point that the momager could not protect herself, so it would be best if he went and checked out the house. Imagine if Kylie was in her home, how scary would the situation be?
You can't even protect yourself. Let me deal with it.
5. Kendall's stalker. Speaking of break-ins and stalkers, Kylie isn't the only Jenner who has had an experience with unwanted guests. In another Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode, the older Jenner sisters opened up about her experience with a stalker. The model remembered seeing a homeless-looking man near her gate and thinking he was just resting on the sidewalk. But when she drove into her backyard, she noticed the man was inside her gate.
That's so weird. Like, he just looked like a homeless man, like sitting in his knees like this in the street. And so I was like, that's weird. So I like drove around him. I went into my house and I watched the gate close. So I turned my car off, getting my stuff together. I'm about to open my door and I look in my rearview mirror.
The model thankfully thought of calling up her friend, and soon enough, Kendall had backup at her house. This stalker situation was so bad, the man was immediately put into jail, and a court date was ordered in order to decide if the man belonged in prison or not. Even though Kylie was lucky enough to not come face to face with the intruder, Kendall had to experience it firsthand. 4. Kim's labor. Before Kim welcomed her child using a surrogate, she carried her first 2 children herself. The world was ecstatic to learn that Mrs. West was expecting her first child with the rapper Kanye West. Kim was notoriously struggling with her pregnancies, and that's why the reality TV star decided to use surrogates for future children. In 2013, Keeping Up with the Kardashian camera crews captured the moment when Kim was going into labor. Kris Jenner received a call from Khloe that her sister was in extreme pain and was suspected of going into labor. The pain was so bad, Kim even had trouble breathing and walking around.
It hurts so bad. Oh, that kills.
That hurts?
Oh my Jesus.
Kim, don't cry. Don't cry. It's gonna be okay.
So badly. I could never do this again.
Even though the reality TV star was not near her due date, she had pains that resembled labor. Both Kim and Kris were anxious about the baby's heartbeat, as they were both worried something happened to North. Luckily, at the end of the day, Kim's pain got better and North was born a healthy baby girl. 3. Kardashian car wash. It is somewhat rare to witness a car crash live on national television and a reality TV show. The Kardashians are known to love cars and buying large vehicles, so when this next clip was aired on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the whole world was left in shock. The Kardashian-Jenner family were out on a ski trip in Montana when the girls decided it was time to head home. Khloe, Kylie, Kim, and North were traveling in one car while the rest of the family took separate vehicles. While the ride seemed to be going usually, Khloe was met with an incredibly icy road. This resulted in the car skidding outside the road into the snowy highway.
It's not my fault, not my fault! Oh my god, oh my god! I don't know my seatbelt on! Holy!
They're fine,
Oh my god, oh my god! Oh
Kim,
my god!
why are you freaking out?
As you can see, the sisters were terrified by the sudden sliding accident, and when the car finally stopped, the girls were left in an isolated ditch. Kim immediately burst into tears as she feared she would die, while Khloe and Kylie handled the situation much better.
Road. And I get into a ditch and it was so scary and I didn't have my seatbelt on.
2. Kanye's meltdown. If you are a true Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan, chances are you know about Kanye's weird antics and unusual character bursts. The rapper is famous for his godlike complex and claims to be the best of the best. And while Kim has gotten used to her husband's bold statements, there was one moment on the reality TV show that was too much for Kim to bear. During a KUWTK episode, Kim gets a call from one of Kanye's friends. He tells Mrs. West how Kanye had a mental breakdown during one of his shows, and the mother of 4 immediately bursts into tears.
Don't scare me, please. What's going on?
While the episode did not reveal exactly what happened to the rapper, later sources confirmed Kanye was put into a psychiatric hospital. This mental breakdown happened during his St. Pablo tour, and the Hollywood couple later put out a statement saying the rapper needed time to relax and stay away from the spotlight. 1. Kim's robbery. Every newspaper and magazine outlet had the cover of Kim Kardashian when the reality TV star was robbed at gunpoint in 2016. Even if you aren't a Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan, you have most definitely heard of this infamous Paris robbery that changed Kim's life forever. While out with her family in the glamorous capital of France, Kim decided to stay in her room and not go out clubbing with her sister Kourtney and her assistant Steph. Soon after she changed clothes in her room, she heard a strange noise coming in from the door. Before she could realize what was going on, Kim had a gun pointed at her head and was soon blindfolded and thrown into the bathtub. The reality TV star opens up about her traumatic incident to her sisters and admits how she thought she was going to die that night.
Came and grabbed the phone from me, threw me on the bed. And I was like, this.
Thankfully, the robbers were just there for the diamonds and did not harm the mother of 4 in any way. This one incident was enough for Kim to change her outlook on life completely. The social media starlet soon stopped posting pictures of her glamorous and expensive jewelry and started to focus more on her life and her beautiful children. Which Keeping Up with the Kardashians moment was truly terrifying. How would you react in Kim's situation? Do you think she's changed ever since the robbery in Paris? Thanks for watching, and goodbye, everyone.